could a girl have that I... Oh my God, it's just like Dad's!
Bart Simpson might only be 10, but his love life is already more chaotic than most people's entire adult dating history. Every time he falls in love, it turns into some mix of heartbreak, humiliation, and how did this even get here?
Me and my girlfriend Darcy have gone to Utah to get married. She's pregnant.
And somehow, he never stops diving back in. This isn't just a list of schoolyard crushes, it's a guided tour through every romantic disaster that shapes who Bart is and how he understands love. From the very start, Bart doesn't fall for safe, simple, age-appropriate romance. He falls for drama. Take Shauna at the mall. She's older, walks like she owns the place, and has Bart's brain melting in real time. She drags him into shoplifting, gets caught, and he jumps in front of the bullet to save her from getting in trouble.
Young lady, I need to check your purse.
Her reward is so far beyond his emotional pay grade that it fries him on the spot. From then on, he's hooked on the feeling of wanting someone he absolutely should not be anywhere near. That's his first big lesson. Love is supposed to feel dangerous, messy, and a little bit illegal. Jessica Lovejoy takes that lesson and turns it toxic. On the surface, she's the perfect church girl. Reverend's daughter, polite smile, angelic aura.
Thanks, Art. I have to go over here now.
In reality, she's more devious than Bart will ever be. He tries to impress her by acting like a saint, going to Sunday school,
Bart Simpson?
playing the good boy. She barely notices. The moment he lets his bad side out, though, she lights up. Suddenly, his pranks, his rebellion, his troublemaking become the fuel for their secret romance.
Sure.
Great. We eat at 7.
To a kid like Bart, that sends a brutal message. Being good gets you ignored. Being bad gets you noticed. But Jessica doesn't just encourage his mischief, she uses him. When she steals the church collection money, she doesn't just run. She plants the empty tray on Bart and lets his reputation carry the blame. Everyone believes he did it, the teachers, the town, even his own dad. For once, Bart is actually innocent and still gets crushed under the weight of something he didn't do. That's not just a breakup, that's a betrayal. It's his first real toxic relationship. The moment he learns that opening up to the wrong person means your feelings and your name can get weaponized against you. Then Laura Powers moves in next door and shows him a totally different kind of heartbreak.
Laura, your new neighbor. You alright?
She's beautiful.
Laura isn't evil, manipulative, or out to ruin anyone. She's just cool, older, and way out of his league. She babysits him, laughs at his jokes, treats him kindly, and Bart's brain does what it always does. It mistakes kindness for romantic interest.
It's him, Bart. Who's the dork?
When she casually reveals she's dating Jimbo, it hits him like a truck. There's no betrayal here, just reality. Sometimes the person you like simply doesn't see you that way. Instead of exploding or turning bitter, Bart gets crafty. During one babysitting night, he prank calls Mo using Jimbo's name, and the whole tough guy image collapses the second Mo shows up.
Please, dude, don't hurt me. Oh, man.
Jimbo turns to mush, begs for mercy, and Laura dumps him on the spot. She tells Bart that if he were older, she'd totally date him. That line lands softer than any kiss could. He doesn't get the girl, but he does get her respect. And for once, he walks away heartbroken but not humiliated. Laura teaches him something almost none of his other crushes do. You can lose and still keep your dignity. Greta Wolfcastle flips the usual pattern completely. She likes Bart first. She spots him, takes interest, invites him to her world, and for once, Bart is on the receiving end of affection instead of chasing it. And what does he do? He blows it. She invites him to her school dance, and he basically ghosts her to watch his principal bomb at a comedy night. Only after she's gone does he realize he genuinely liked her. By then, Greta has already moved on to Millhouse. Walking into her house and seeing your best friend cuddled up with the girl you just ignored is a gut punch he absolutely earns. This is when another piece of Bart's pattern clicks into place. When love is easy, he doesn't value it. When a girl is kind, available, and genuinely into him, he doesn't know how to sit with that. Part of him seems to believe he doesn't really deserve that kind of attention, or that it won't last anyway. So he sabotages it, then regrets it when it's too late. Greta is the first time he loses a girl, not because she was cruel or out of reach, but because he treated her like she'd always be there. Mary Spuckler, though, takes that idea much further. Their first connection is wrapped in pure Springfield absurdity. Bart rescues a calf from the slaughterhouse, brings it to Mary's country family, and accidentally proposes by giving them a cow.
Brandine, a young feller just offered Mary a calf.
Suddenly, he's stuck in a shotgun marriage he never meant to enter. He and Mary don't really want to get married, but in the chaos of saving the animal and dodging the wedding, they actually click. She's sincere, kind, and different from the town girls he's used to. Underneath the gags and misunderstandings, there's a real bond. He manages to escape that first wedding, and it feels like he dodged a bullet. But when Mary comes back into his life years later, older and still open to him, all those what-ifs come roaring back. This time, there's no forced ceremony, no hillbilly law. She's just a girl who genuinely likes Bart and is willing to see the good in him. And what does he do with this second chance? He neglects her. He gets sucked into his games, distractions, and childish priorities. When she needs support, he gives her half-hearted canned lines instead of real comfort. Eventually, Mary realizes she's giving way more than she's getting. She starts looking elsewhere, finding interest in someone who shows up for her the way Bart won't. When he finally figures out what he's lost, she's already emotionally gone. Mary isn't like Jessica or Shauna. She doesn't blow him up or punish him. She just moves on. And that hurts more because Bart can't blame anyone but himself. She becomes the living symbol of all the good things he could have had if he'd just been a little more present, a little less selfish. With Nikki McKenna, Bart runs into a different kind of damage, emotional whiplash. At first, she's just a random new seat partner.
My side, your side.
No sparks, no drama. Then she sees his drawings, realizes he's got talent, and suddenly she's interested. She kisses him out of nowhere, then acts like he crossed a line. He gets told to just go for it, tries another kiss, and the whole thing turns into a legal nightmare thanks to her lawsuit-happy parents and an overreacting school. Nikki herself feels less like a straight-up villain and more like a confusing storm of mixed emotions. One minute she's all over him, the next she's cold and distant, then she's confessing love in a moment of panic, then reverts to teasing and mystery. The second things calm down, Bart is stuck in permanent confusion. He has no idea what's real, what's a joke, and what he did wrong. Her biggest impact on him isn't a dramatic breakup. It's planting the idea that sometimes you can care about someone and still never really understand them. Darcy takes Bart into truly absurd territory. Fake identity, fake adulthood, and a relationship speeding toward a wedding before he's old enough to drive legally. She meets him after a heroic moment, earns him a special favor, assumes he's older, and Bart never corrects her. Suddenly, he's riding around, making out in cars, living a teen fantasy years before he's ready. When she hits him with, "Let's get married," he freezes but still tries to play it cool. Then comes the twist. She's pregnant, not with his child, but with an exchange student's. She just wants a father figure for her baby so her parents won't be ashamed. Any normal 10-year-old would run for the hills. Instead, Bart actually starts trying to figure out how to make it work. He talks about getting married, moving, growing up way too fast. Underneath the lies and the ridiculous situation, there's something painfully real. He likes the idea of stepping up, being reliable, being important to someone. Even if he has no idea what that actually entails, the instinct is there. Of course, once the truth comes out and the families intervene, everything collapses. The wedding's off, the grown-ups take over, and Darcy exits his life. Later, when Bart quietly admits he was kind of excited to be a dad, it reveals more about him than any prank ever could. He's not just chasing kisses and chaos. Part of him is starving for a role, for responsibility, for a sense of purpose that isn't just class clown or town menace. Jenny represents his clumsy attempt to earn that role by pretending to be better than he is. He meets her at the retirement home, immediately sees how sweet and good-hearted she is, and panics. Instead of showing her the real Bart, the messy, troublemaking one who's capable of growth, he invents a new Bart from scratch. He's polite, caring, thoughtful, helpful. And for a while, it works. Jenny believes in him. More dangerously, he starts to believe in his own fake version, too. But lies are time bombs. Milhouse, still hurt from being sidelined, starts poking holes in Bart's act. Eventually, Jenny learns that the guy she fell for was more performance than person. She's not disgusted by his past, she's disappointed in his dishonesty. She doesn't want to be a project manager for a boy pretending to change just to keep her. So she walks, and Bart, once again, is left with that hollow ache of realizing he tried to shortcut growth and lost someone who actually made him want to be better. Gina, in the future, shows what happens when Bart never truly fixes these patterns. In the flash-forward stories, he's finally grown up physically, but emotionally, he's still that kid fumbling every serious moment. They date, they marry, they have kids, and then it all falls apart. Gina wants stability, real plans, a partner who can carry his share of the future. Bart wants that in theory, but when it comes to follow-through, he slips back into distractions, impulsiveness, and avoidance. Their breakup and later attempts at reconnection play like a longer, more painful version of his childhood patterns. The stakes are higher now. It's not just hurt feelings, it's children, sewer, homes, and entire futures rearranged. They briefly seem like they might rekindle something, but the same issues that killed the relationship the first time never really died. Gina moves on again, and Bart is left staring at the long-term consequences of never fully growing past the habits he formed as a kid. When you pull all of these stories together, a clear picture emerges. Bart's love life is messed up, not just because of wild plots or dark jokes, but because each relationship adds another layer of confusion to a kid who never got a clean, simple lesson about what love is supposed to look like. He learns that excitement often comes from people who are bad for him. Nice, stable affection is easy to ignore until it's gone. Lying can get you what you want short-term, but nukes it long-term. Mixed signals and half-commitments can hurt just as much as outright cruelty. Shauna teaches him that desire and danger can get tangled. Jessica proves that someone can smile at you while setting you up to fall. Laura shows him that you can be rejected and still respected. Greta and Mary prove that timing and effort matter as much as attraction. Nikki makes uncertainty itself a kind of emotional torture. Darcy exposes a surprisingly nurturing part of him he isn't ready to handle. Jenny punishes the fake version of him and proves only real change counts. Gina turns all of those lessons into long-term fallout. And yet, despite all of this, Bart never completely shuts down. He keeps catching feelings too fast. He keeps trying, even when he has no idea what he's doing. He keeps believing, in his own clumsy way, that the next time might be different. That stubborn hope is what keeps his story from being purely tragic. It's funny, sad, and uncomfortably honest all at the same time. Because beneath the pranks and the smart mouth, there's a kid who actually wants to be chosen and wants to get it right, even if he keeps picking the wrong people or sabotaging the right ones. He doesn't have good role models, he doesn't have a healthy blueprint for love, so he just stumbles forward, full speed, heart first, brain later. And that's why watching Bart fall in love is weirdly relatable. It's messy, it's inconsistent, and it feels exactly like being too young to understand your own feelings, but too stubborn to stop chasing them. If Bart ever truly broke the cycle, it wouldn't happen because he finally found the right girl. It would happen because he finally stopped lying, stopped running, and did the slow, boring work of actually becoming the kind of person he's always tried to fake being for the girls he liked. Until then, every new crush is another crash test. Every kiss is another setup. And every time Bart Simpson falls in love, the universe hands him the same test in a different costume, waiting to see if this time he finally learns the right lesson.